I'd like to bring on JC and Lisa. Are you guys there?
We are, Dr. A. Hi, how are you doing tonight?
Well, it's great. It's great to see you. I know, JC, you're just coming back from being over in France, and saw you doing some wild stuff in the alleyway. You still got it. Lisa, you look great tonight. I love both of you have really, talking about the habits of health and level 6, which is living a longer, healthier life and creating ultra health. You guys are a great example. Both of you started off many years ago in not such great shape when you first were exposed to Take Shape for Life, and now have really embraced it. The full integration of that. You're both in the process of developing ultra health for yourself, and can't be more proud. You've also are helping us truly change America and very shortly the world. So you guys have fun tonight. Can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Thanks, Dr. A. Okay, so hang in there. We're going to just kind of give you a little moment to regroup, and we're going to get started in just a moment. Okay, I'm ready to dig in. How about you, JC?
Yeah, I'm actually excited about this, but at the same time, I'm kind of excited to watch the recording of what's going on over in that parallel universe,
Oh, it's so true. So the people on this Zoom will actually, that's where they'll be progressing to as soon as they have the first 5 clients. So you guys are in the right place. If you have not achieved the rank of senior coach yet, or that you are brand new and you're saying, okay, what's next? And this is the place for you. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and start sharing a PowerPoint presentation with you. Again, I'm Lisa Castro, and JC Dornick is going to, well, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, JC?
Just quickly, it's such an honor to be here, especially to work side by side and partner with one of my favorite people in the world, Lisa Castro, who I have enormous respect for, who not only got her health back, but now jumps out of planes. Yeah, just quickly, I went on this program actually this month, 9 years ago, and the results not typical. I lost 70 pounds, but what I thought was, the achievement of a goal was just the beginning of a completely new shift in my life. I mean, for those of you that have watched me over 9 years, you've seen me grow up and become, this man that I always wanted to be. And it was that catalyst of losing the weight and then meeting all of these people. It just completely gave me the clarity to realize what I really needed to do was completely transform my life. So I call it Take Shape Saved My Life, so I'm very, very blessed to be here and share with all of you new health coaches that are coming on, or people that are looking to be reinvigorated, because I remember it like it was yesterday, just getting so excited about just getting out there and just helping people and sharing. So we're gonna show you exactly how to do that with ease tonight. So I'm excited to be here.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so you guys are in the right place for starting point for new coaches. And as I was saying, we want to just really welcome you this day as we share a little bit of my story too. I actually had a mild stroke, gosh, it would have been when I was 30 years old. So that was quite some time ago. And about 12 years later, after just a real decrease in my health and all kinds of health issues that arose, I finally got diagnosed with autoimmune disease. And I just kind of thought that was it. My life was not going to be where I wanted it to be, and kind of gave up. And the very day that I gave a verbal, I give up to my life, saying that this is as good as it gets, I'm going to be unhealthy, unhappy, and overweight for the rest of my life. And what ended up happening is my sister-in-law shared this program with me. And those that are thinking, gosh, I don't know if I can share it with others, please be thinking about, there are people in your life you don't even know how much they might be hurting, because I tried to hide it. Started living as a hermit, trying to, hide how badly I was feeling physically, mentally, emotionally, my relational things, financially, stressed out in all areas. And my sister-in-law and brother introduced me to Take Shape for Life. And I thought they were offering me a way to lose weight. They probably thought at that time too, because it was Take Shape for Life was new, and we weren't really, had not blossomed into who we are today. And what ended up happening, that hope turned into health. And that health turned into helping others. And I have been able to be, through that opportunity to help others, been able to help our own family live the life that we want. And I restored my health and got on to ultra health. And I just want everybody to feel as good as I am, or the very best they can be at least, because it's going to be different for everyone. And every aspect of my health I've improved, and continuing to do that as we help others. So if that doesn't motivate you to say who could really benefit from this in all areas of their health, then as we go through this program, I would like you to have a piece of paper and pen in front of you, or even just on your phone, type it in. Who comes to mind when you think of who could benefit from this program? Not whether you think they can do it or not, whether they can afford it or not, or whatever thoughts you have into this. This is not about judging someone else. This is about saying, who do you think could? All right, that being said, we've got some tips from coaches that were just in your shoes. And I remember back when we started, there wasn't training like this. JC, even when you started, there wasn't training like this. And my next person that's going to be talking, there wasn't even training quite like this for her. So think back to those times. You know, some of you that have been around for a little while, and then others that are just getting started, you're getting to start fresh. So I'm going to invite Pam Carter on to tell us about her coaching journey, and then asking her also if she could go back and speak to, you know, her former self, if she could tell her former self how she could get started on that path to have that great success. Pam Carter, Integrated National Director, welcome.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lisa and JC, for inviting me on this evening and to briefly share my story. And JC, I love that you said that Take Shape for Life saved your life, because it truly saved mine 7 years ago. I lost 100 pounds almost 7 years ago off of a number of medications. But the best part of that is today at 63, I lead a really active, fulfilling life, especially with my 7 grandchildren. So, but not only did it change my physical health, but more importantly, this Optimal program has really helped me in healthy mind. I've gone from a very nervous, kind of scared, not very confident woman to, at 63 years old, I'm much more confident and much more focused on other people. Most of my peers at this point in their lives are looking at how and when they can retire so they don't have to interact with other people. And I, on the other hand, wake up every morning and think, who is suffering from the same things I was 7 years ago? How could I help them? And how can I change my focus from where I am and what's going on with me to how I can serve them? So I love that part. And I just would have 3 things to share with new coaches as you're getting started in your coaching practice. One, and Lisa alluded to that, I've been a health coach for 7 years. I've seen a lot of things, and I love, love, love our team coaching. Lisa Castro is my mentor, and I love team coaching with her. And what's cool about it is my clients and coaches benefit, because I don't have to know everything. I truly don't. I can be a part of that team coaching model and bring her in on client calls and coaching calls. And that community, that team coaching is so vital. So that's number one. The second one is the simple training. You're going to receive simple, very simplified training here tonight. And I love that because Lisa and JC have already done these things. They've proven that what they're about to share with you works because they do it and they have effective results. I love that. And the third part is our Optimal Health community. The more that we can tap into that community, like calls like this and Zooms. In 7 years, the only times I've ever missed a leadership call is when I was in an airplane and couldn't get on the call. And then I always listen to the recording. And I make it on every training that's available for myself, just to help me to become a better version of myself. So those would be the things that I would leave with you. And Lisa, that was interesting. Go back and talk to my former self. If you can watch the video about Lisa and her former self that was done here in Portland a few years ago, there's not a dry eye that watches that. So, but if I were to talk to myself 7 years ago, I would say, Pam, just you watch. The day's going to come when physically you are going to feel your absolute best. You're going to feel better than what you did when you were in your 20s. And mentally, oh my goodness, you are going to have such peace and such confidence in just your everyday life. You're going to look and act like somebody you've never even imagined you could be. And financially, you're going to be able to do things and create a life for yourself. Get this, live where you want to live because you choose to, not because you have to, because of a job or a family commitment, but to be able to choose to live the life that you want, Pam. So that's what I'd say to myself 7 years ago. It's been an amazing ride. Thanks, Lisa and JC, for allowing me the opportunity to share.
That was fantastic, Pam. And watching your journey has been a very exciting thing, and seeing your confidence grow and seeing the things that you have found that it is possible for you. And it is that you can go from ordinary as you felt you were to extraordinary, which you are. So thanks for sharing that. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on. All right, so while you're waiting for your kit to arrive, if you don't already have it, what can you be doing? Well, I think you might want to sit on your front step and just kind of wait for the UPS guy to show up in the next, week? Or you could get right into action and work with your coach and think of those people that could really benefit from our program, because as we like to jokingly say, there's no clients in the box. So I'm going to ask JC to talk about that first goal you might want to have for yourself. JC.
Yeah, first of all, just quickly, such a delight to hear somebody like Pam share. She did such a good job, and it just shows you how effective team coaching is in the system, because she's got everything she needs. Pam is going to have a very, very fun next couple of years. It's going to be fun to watch. So yeah, like Lisa said, open the box and all you'll find is some stuff. It's cool stuff, but it's not necessary for you to start helping people, And, what we want to do is we want to set a goal that makes sense. And we want to set a goal that's going to be beneficial for you and other people. So, our first 30-day goal is going to be to assist, about 5 people on program. And here's why that's important. From an actual perspective of just starting off as a coach, when you have your first 5 clients, it's kind of like going into fat burn on program. You're going to start to say, hey, wow, coaching is fun. It doesn't take a lot of time. And oh my God, I just got paid. You'll go through that process, and it'll really give you the ability to experience the joy of coaching. I always say that a new health coach is not somebody that bought a kit. It's somebody that's taking care of some people. So I always like to go out there and just get excited about helping people. And also from a building your business perspective, it's really cool because by attracting and assisting 5 people, you're going to reach this level that we call senior coach. And senior coach is a very, very important level to reach because in your first 30 days, you're going to earn, as you can see there, you have the ability to earn about $412, but you're also going to get that bonus. And it's that first kind of like positive feedback and reward system. But I would say, and that's fun. For many of you, that could be paying for your food and then some. But what's going to happen next is you're really going to have a legitimate ability to understand what coaching is all about and experience it. And then naturally, just like you, when those people start to shrink in size and grow in life, you're going to start to meet a lot of other people. So first goal, everybody can do this. Everybody can do this, especially with team coaching. Go out there and let's assist 5 people that we actually care about and we want to help, and just watch what happens next. So much fun.
Yeah, and thinking that when Pam was referring to the team coaching, for those that don't know, think about when you joined as a health coach, how your coach's coach got on the line and they were having a conversation with you. It's a team effort. We work together, and actually is the start of your community that you're creating as a Take Shape for Life health coach as well. So talking about sharing and caring, Dr. A had referred to that earlier, rather than selling and telling. It is so common for a new coach, including myself, and I can't even say as a new coach, I must confess, for the longest time I was telling everybody about how our program worked. And I thought if they just had enough information about my amazing story, and that they just had enough information about our amazing program and going into fat burning and all the details that involved, and then telling more stories and then more information about the clinical studies and the thing, I thought for sure if I just talked more, they would say yes. And if I was afraid they might not want to know more information, I talked more without breathing, so they wouldn't have a chance to say no. Anybody else guilty of that? So instead, what we have learned over the years, and through best practices, because we see what works and what doesn't, and it's kind of evolved over time, that when we listen more than we're talking, and we ask questions more than we're telling, we're going to find out what's near and dear to someone's heart and their desire for health and well-being in their own lives. We can make judgments of what we think they want. We can even tell them what we did. But what is it they truly want? And we're not going to know what that is unless we listen and we ask questions that will help us find out more. But until you learn to do that well, you're going to find yourself having a much better result if you just are asking people, so what is it you want to accomplish? And then listening, and then say, you know what? How about if I connect with my coach, my coaching partner, my health coach? You're going to find that right rhythm for you. And actually, I'm going to have another speaker be training on that in just a little bit, so I don't want to go into too much detail. But thinking about, again, why you've become a coach, so you can be better at also listening for the why in somebody else. And it's something sometimes will be superficial, and you think you've got what we call their why. Even for yourself, you might think you have your why. But if you could ask a why question to your why, then you know you haven't gotten quite deep enough. It's kind of like the 3-year-old that says, why is the sky blue? And you answer, that's the color, that it is, and with the white clouds, but why? And it's like, pretty soon it gets so deep, it's, unrealistic to even answer. But in this case, asking those questions, well, why do you want to lose weight? Well, why do you want to look good in your swimming suit? Why is it that you're wanting to go to the beach with your kids? Why are you wanting to make new memories that you haven't had in a while? So think about those things as you're thinking about people that you could offer information to if you are listening in return of knowing how to share that information. So your coach is going to be your great resource for learning how to do this and modeling it. And that's when I'm going to invite Candace Watson to come on and really share what that looks like as we talk. Oops, you know what? I forgot. We're going to be talking first about what, before she gets into it, I want you to be thinking about those people, 3 to 5 people, or who knows, once you start with those first 3 to 5 people, it's probably going to ignite something in your brain to say, oh, but who else? And well, what about them? And how about their spouse? And how about their daughter? And how about their mom? And pretty soon that list is going to become people of who you care about that are on your mind, on your heart, or they might even be already people that asked you about it. That's why you became a health coach. So be thinking of that, and as we're going through, names are going to flow to your mind as you hear stories and just kind of evokes thoughts on one thing leading to another. And then your health coach will work with you to even create a larger list of people that you could really influence and inspire. So who do you know? And then we'll introduce 3-way communication. Once we have that list and you share that with your mentor, they're going to be talking to you about how you can invite somebody onto a conversation, so you can, instead of answering questions like, how much does it cost? How does it work? How long will it take? Are any of you freezing up going, I don't know how to answer that question? Or you start talking too much, or you're afraid to even say anything because what if they ask you a question you don't know the answer to? Well, that's what's so cool about this team coaching and having those 3-way communications, is what you're going to be doing is remembering about that why. Why do they want to get started on their journey? If you don't know that, you're not going to know how to answer those questions. I love to redirect it when you haven't learned the skill set yet of drawing out somebody's why effectively yet, is when somebody says, well, gosh, what's that program you're doing? And you've shared with them you're doing this healthy lifestyle and that you have a coach kind of guiding you through it. And they say, well, what's the program? And you can say, why are you thinking of, or do you know if anybody is wanting to make some changes in their health? And if they say, well, yeah, me. And if they're saying, really, what are the changes you'd like to make? Well, I'd like to lose 60 pounds. And as soon as they start telling you a little bit about that, say, I really, really love for you to talk to. And then Candace is going to be talking about that, so I'm going to pause there and keep you in suspense on that one. But 3-way calls, once now you know their why, when they ask that question, well, how much does it cost? Well, it depends on what you want to accomplish. I love that phrase. And when they ask the question about, what's the program? Well, it depends on what you want to accomplish. Well, do I have to stop exercising? Well, it depends on what you want to accomplish. Do I have to stop exercising? Well, it depends on what you want to accomplish. You know what? Let's talk with my coach. And if they ask another question, that's a great question for my health coaching partner. So that's a way to redirect it and let your coach mentor and model that for you. And Candace Watson, I'm going to invite her on. She's a global director, and she's going to share with you the details. Hi, Candace. Welcome.
Hey, Lisa. Thanks for having me on tonight. I'm excited to share a little bit about the 3-way communication as it's really helped move me forward. Gosh, I remember 4 years ago when I became a coach, came into this and didn't really have the power of three-way communication. So I just really encourage everybody listening tonight to just really plug into how simple this is. And, it's really just the power of community. When you're drawing in somebody else, it's to also be able to teach us and educate us. And as we're listening, or as you're listening to your coaching partner, you are learning at the same time. And so, I remember back 4 years ago when I started coaching, it would have been so nice to have the power of three-way communication, because there were so many times where I was left with questions that I didn't even know how to answer it. So it's so awesome that we've really took up this team coaching approach.
Yeah, I'm curious, JC, when you started, we weren't doing what was your form of communication with your mentor and coaches and clients?
We did something similar to it, but we had to kind of figure it out on our own back then. It was interesting. It made sense to me. It's really a great way to understand the value of it. It just made sense for me to ask somebody that knew something if I didn't know. So I would reach out, and then we would kind of organically say, hey, maybe it would be cool if I just got that person on the phone with you. And then all of a sudden somebody said, hey, let's call that three-way communication, So just organically, that's another thing to understand about Starting Point, is these things are just time tested. These are not things that we invented, mentally. They're just from what we've seen work best in the field, and it's just easier than ever.
No doubt. And Candace, that when we've done the three-way calls and the communication and the Zooms, that's been what's cool is the credibility that comes along with that, and the trust that can be built between the people on the call, and especially when it's Zoom and you can see face to face. That's been our experience, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I love doing the three-way communication through Zoom because it's so personal. It's like leaving your voice, video versus just leaving a text message. It's really personal, and you draw out that relationship and emotion when you're seeing somebody. So I really love doing it. Zoom is best in my opinion, but just to have that three-way communication, no matter whether it's Zoom or through a phone call, it's still better to always draw in that other person. So, are you wanting me to go in with the why of why we do this?
Go for it.
Okay. So what we've learned is that, it's really powerful for the person on the call. So say I'm calling using my coaching partner, I would be there to educate. And, as a new client or as a new coach coming on the call, you are hearing your mentor do the calls for you. And so it's being modeled in a way that you may not know, and you can learn and you're educated through that process. And so, what the three-way communication is basically the three-way call or the Zoom. And it's, typically we do, 5 to 7 of them as you're developing the skills and becoming more, developed in the way that we communicate, and being able to just thoroughly do those calls to where you feel confident enough to doing them without having your mentorship. However, there's a lot of times where I still use my mentors, and you, Lisa, being one of them, to get somebody on a call that I think might relate to your story, or, just to have, because I really see the power of a community. So I typically don't do a lot of them on my own, just because I, like to have that community. And I think it really helps the other person feel like they're connected.
No doubt.
So when we do this, is really the beauty of what we do is that we can fit this business into the nooks and crannies of our day. So whenever it's convenient for you and your coaching partner's schedule, you would figure out that time, and then obviously the potential client or coach finding a time that works for all three of you.
Have you found that like doing a Facebook group message or text message has been a real good way to figure out what that mutual time would be?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, if somebody is interested, I'll say, hey, why don't you add me in a three-way text with them, introduce me to them in that way, and then we can just communicate either by a three-way text or through a Facebook message, because then it's easier than trying to go, okay, JC, when are you available? All right, 5 o'clock, let me check with Lisa. It's just easier to be able to do it in a three-way text or Facebook message. So absolutely, that definitely works best. And then go ahead.
I was just going to say, and then who?
Yeah, you invite anybody who is interested in learning more about what we do. And so it could be somebody potentially looking for, to be on program, or somebody who's looking to coach with you. You would invite them, and then, really anybody is available to do the three-way calls.
And I love the fact that you don't have to worry about it as a new coach. Your coach is going to be leading that entire conversation and edifying you in the process. So you'll be learning and modeling it. And I really highly suggest you have ask your coach about this, the well-being tracker in front of you. And that's going to be, you'll be making notes as they're asking the questions. You're going to be finding out about this client or this client candidate and what they want in their life. As you write it down, that's going to be their why will become your why of helping them. So that's a great way to learn, and it'll instill that in reaching out and knowing how to do those in the future. JC, do you have any comments you want to add to that?
You know what? I was just sitting here saying, wow, you guys are doing a great job.
Okay, go for it, Candace.
All right. So Hal, like Lisa just shared, you want to always, as a new coach, we use the script. And so a three-way script, or the outline, whatever you refer to it as. And then having that well-being tracker in front of you to jot down notes, kind of your intake form of finding out, just helps you to, as you start out, sometimes you forget what to ask, how to draw that why out that we were talking about. And that outline is really nice to be able to do that, as well as the well-being tracker, because it shows everything about that person, their healthy body, their healthy mind, their healthy finances, really finding out about them instead of just asking, how much weight are you wanting to lose? You really find out about that person. And you can do that a lot better, I feel like, when you utilize that well-being tracker and have that to, kind of draw questions from. And then having the debriefing session, it might look like the person hops off, and then, you and your coach kind of debrief and have questions that maybe something came up in the conversation that didn't maybe make much sense. And so you clarify, or just to see, maybe it's your sixth call and you're running it, and you can debrief, and your coaching partner will share with you maybe some suggestions of how to answer a question, that kind of thing. So it's just to really help you learn so that the next one only becomes better.
Yes. So you can kind of, the things that went well, the things you'd like to see, what you learned from it, that kind of thing. The new coaches sharing that. So
Yep.
Jason, is there anything you want to add to that?
Just that Candace Watson is amazing, and it just shows you that our future looks bright.
Wonderful. Okay. So what does it look like when you're having that conversation, Candace?
Yeah, this is something that I love, because I definitely over the last, year have really developed, thanks to you, Lisa, on really drawing out that why. And so you're going to ask a lot of questions about their health goals, really finding out, and I think we go into that here in the next slide, but really developing that rapport with the person, building that relationship, asking a lot of questions about their health goals, and then exploring ways that you and your health coach can help. So what program is going to be the best fit for them? And that's where it's nice to have that coaching partner on with you, because you're able to, really listen to what needs need to be met. And then sharing the value of your health coach's experience, allowing your health coach, to share their story and their experience with the program, really gives, a lot of credit to what we do and what we have to offer. And then sharing your enthusiasm for why we want this to be a three-way connection. And, we all know with what we have, the community is huge, and that's what draws people to us, is to be part of a company that's so integrous and has so many, so much like-mindedness. And, I just get excited about it and want people to be a part of that. And so I just share with them right away, I'm so excited for you to meet one of my coaching partners. I like to use coaching partner versus health coach, because I think I don't want to discredit my coaches. So I want them to feel like they know just as much as I do. And so it's not as awkward to get people on. So I just say, I'm going to have you connect with my coaching partner, and we're going to talk together and really find out what the best fit is for you. And when you have that energy and excitement up front, it's just what we expect, and they're excited to get on. So your enthusiasm really will go a long way.
No doubt.
And then how to invite to a three-way conversation. We just kind of touched on that. And I know, Lisa, you've talked on that a little bit, but I'm a new health coach and I'm just learning the basics. I'd love to connect you with my coaching partner and we can, go over what may be a best fit for you and what you're looking to accomplish. I'd love for you to talk with me and my health coach or coaching partner together to see if our program would be a good fit for you. So whatever flows best, it doesn't have to be one of these two things, but it's really just, oh, great, I'd love to connect you with my coaching partner and we would be able to go over what would be best fitted for your goals.
And I like to even add a part where it's like what's in their best interest too is you're going to love hearing her story. It's very inspiring, or you're going to love what she's been able to help a whole lot of other people. And I know that she can't wait to hear about what you're wanting to accomplish to see if this might be a good fit for you.
Yeah.
Somewhere along those lines, that what's in their best interest, because that really is what it's about.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can say one quick thing on that. And when you're talking about your health coach or your business coach in this situation, I mean, you got to remember this is somebody that has played a massive role in your transformation and helped you. Whether you have a weight loss story or not, this is a mentor of yours, and it's only natural if you really want to help somebody that you would introduce them. You'd bring them to the water hole, if they're thirsty, and say, this person has changed my life, and I'd really love to introduce you to them. And it's just an organic process like that.
Yes, that's so true. I love the part that it really is organic, and it's just a natural flow of things. As you get more practice, you'll see that.
So some common scenarios on a three-way call would be, or some different questions and things that might come up. How much does it cost? Well, that really depends on what your health goals are. Like Lisa said, that depends on what you're looking to accomplish. Is there some time we could talk with my health coach, and we'd like to hear what's important to you, and then they can explain the program, answer your questions, and then we can see if this is something that would be that you may be interested in. Or I'd love to help you feel better. How about we connect with my health coach and see if the program would be a good fit for you? So those are two different situations where we could draw in the three-way communication.
And what's great is all that is an invitation onto a call, but once they're on the call, the business coach or your health coach is going to be edifying you too, and really excited about the change, the fact that you become a coach and you can assist them on their journey as well. So it's not going to, it's a joint effort to support that person in deciding what they want to do for their future, and then supporting them if they just decide to say yes. So we'll kind of rush through this part a little bit, knowing that we want to make sure we're timely tonight. But so what you'll be hearing on that call looks like, go ahead, Candace.
Yeah, so like we've shared, just really finding their why. So we're going to be going into what they're looking to accomplish. When do you want to, why do you want to get healthy? And, they may go on for a while about different things, or they could just say something very simple like, I want to lose weight. And so we want to draw more questions out to really find out what's that underlying reason for them wanting to get healthy. When was the last time you were there? So that will help you get a little bit deeper into why they're wanting to move forward in their health. How will your journey affect those, the people that, the lives of those around you? And, pause and just let them answer. Because a lot of times we want to jump if they don't say anything, but if we just pause and let them really think about it, you'll realize that it's a lot more than just wanting to take off some weight. Asking them, what will life look like when you're there? I like to say, has there been a time in your life that you've been at that point before? What did that look like for you then? How did it feel when you were at that weight 6 years ago? What does a typical day look like in your life? And trying to find out what it looks like for them now. And how's your sleep? How's your energy? Do you do anything as a hobby? Do you have fun? And really drawing out those questions, and that builds that relationship with that person. And, they start to feel really connected to you because you care. You're not just getting on the phone and just saying, okay, you'd like to lose some weight? All right, let's get started. You really find out, because when they're struggling, then you have these whys of going back to help them move through that struggle, when they're struggling with their temptations. Well, this is what we talked about. This is why you wanted to get healthy. Is that still important to you? And then find a way to get past that. So it's really important to take the time to ask those questions.
Yeah, actually, we find that that's most of the conversation. And as you're creating this picture, mental picture in your mind of what they want their life to look like. Hopefully you're helping them form that at the same time. Okay, thank you very much, Candace. We're going to be talking about now, let's say they've said yes. JC, what should we help them pick out each individual product to get for their journey, or do you have a better suggestion?
Well, you know, it's really interesting, and this kind of leads, I see some people commenting about the concepts of cost and stuff. And the truth is that, well, we're in the service industry. We're not in sales. You know, what's the difference? Well, when you're selling someone to something, you're telling them that what they should want. And when you're servicing someone something, you're finding out what they want. So now we have this evolution where, you know, we've just evolved and we've got new products that carry premium ingredients and things like that. So if you go back to that next slide, you know, we always start everybody with the optimal pack. I mean, I know I do. I know Lisa does. And but now, am I still here? Hello?
You're cutting in and out.
How about now?
Seems better. Yes.
Better now? Okay. I was just trying to create a little suspense.
It was effective.
I hope it was effective, yeah. So anyway, the whole idea is we want to find out what's right for people, but we use a very, very simple format. We usually recommend it to everybody that they get the optimal pack, the B Slim Optimal Favorites pack. But now we have the evolution where we have the Optavia line with the premium ingredients and we have the traditional line. But just remember that it really has to do with the person. You know, we ask people what they want. We ask them why they want it. We ask them questions about what they struggle with. And in that conversation, learn how they typically feel. Are they somebody that likes, even though they're struggling with their weight perhaps, they shop in the organic food line. Get all this information, and we're going to be able to find out what is best for them, right? But we're always using the Optimal Favorites kit because it comes with the books, comes with the study program, and it's just so simple. And what I love about the new B Slim Club, and when you get one of these kits, is you can select 5 free meals. And even if they get the traditional line, because there's someone that does not spend, you know, that extra money, or they're not concerned with that, you can select 5 free meals from the Optavia line. And what I'll say right there, a really cool question to ask somebody now, in that, you know, when you're becoming a detective of intrinsic motivation to find out what they want, is what do they want? Why do they want it? What do they struggle with? And say, how do you typically eat? Are you the kind of person that spends that extra money for, you know, premium ingredients, superfoods, and all that? Or are you someone that, you know, for whatever reason is just, you know, cutting corners and eating, and, you know, are you concerned with price? And through that, we can find out so much information, and once again, find out what's right for them.
So true. Just, do you go to the regular grocery store or Whole Foods?
That's right. And you know what? You'll notice all these people, I see people down in the thing talking about cost. You know, people love to boast that they go to Whole Foods and shop in this aisle and everything, but then all of a sudden they say, you know, $11 is too much money. So it's really interesting, because if you look up, the average American spends $26 a day on food, and even with the Optavia line, it's $14 to $17 a day. You know, so most of the time people are going to save money.
Yes, and you know, the question of cost comes up all the time, and it's like, well, how much does it cost? Well, if you get to a deep why, it's amazing that people see the value. If you start out by, I remember advertising on the radio, and the first thing they'd ask is, how much does it cost? And they didn't even know what it was. And that's when we started asking the question, well, it depends on what you want to accomplish. And when we can redirect it to finding out what's important to them, what their life looks like, how busy they are, what's kept them from having success, get that picture of what it looks like, and we can say, now we know what they want, we know what's kept them from having success. Now we can match up the program based on what they're looking for. We still have our 4 components. We've got the health coach, we have the habits of health, we have the healthy feelings, we have our community, but now you'll be able to emphasize the section that will be most important to them. If they say, oh, I'm too busy to eat right, well, you're gonna love our convenience. Well, you know, I really don't have support at home. Well, you're gonna love having a health coach. There's just going to be things that you're going to learn along the way as you hear your coach model that. And then by the time they are done talking, they're going to be going, oh my gosh, this is perfect for me. And they're going to find a way to pay for it. And I remember those same people that say, how much does it cost at the beginning? I would have to remind them they wanted to know after they said they want to get started. Oh, that's right, you want to know how much it cost. So as you listen to your coach, ask those questions, you're going to learn that skill set to pretty soon cost is a secondary thought. Their health will be their primary thought. So hopefully that helps, and it's amazing. All the people have been using the classic line or the traditional line. I haven't had one person say, oh, I don't know if I could pay the extra for the Optavia. If they want healthy foods, they're going to find a way for that even. So the natural version of it. So with the premium ingredients and so forth. So people are willing to invest in what they think is important to them. So help them see that their health is very valuable to them. So the power of your story, JC, you really wanted to share this part, and I'll tell you, stories say a lot, don't they? They just, they have such power to inspire another to move forward with their journey. Go for it.
It's the most valuable thing we have, and in a timely manner, I just want to share something very, very powerful with you. So I can tell you that my story, yes, I have a weight loss story, but my true story is the reason why I was eating. So when I tell my story and I share, yeah, the program works, I recommend it. But what the program and the community did for me is it changed my life. It literally took me to this place where I learned how to transform my whole life, become a better father, a better person. I used to have to always be right, but now I realize that what I really want to do is be kind rather than right. So when I share my story, what happens is it gives people that first line, validity that I had an experience on the program. So what I want to share with you is a really cool analogy that will explain the importance of your story. Just think for a second, even if it's unhealthy, think of your favorite restaurant. Think of the restaurant, like even the naughty one, whatever it is. Think of your favorite restaurant. Think about why it's your favorite. You like the food there. You like the service there, right? You like the ambiance. You like where it's located, everything, right? And then I would ask you, I'd say, would you recommend that restaurant to somebody? And you'd say, absolutely. It's the same thing. The only reason you can recommend this program and speak from the heart, it's because of your story. It's because of your experience. And that right there, the reason why I share that, that's why your story is the most valuable thing you have to offer. Everything outside of your story is just what you kind of have learned and know. But your story is just the validity, and it hits down on an emotional level. I know Lisa's story, and I know that Lisa legitimately, Lisa wants to build her business and help people and get all those things, but I know that she wants to prevent people from suffering like she did. And as a single father, I want to help people not have to go through what I went through. And that's why I wake up every morning and I say, how can I help these people? So that comes through in my story. So to all of you, really lock into your story. You don't have to have a weight loss story, but one thing I know is that it's more than the money for you. I know it is. You've selected this because something told you that you want to help people, and really lock in, work with your support team and lock into your story, because it's the most valuable thing. It's that restaurant idea.
That is so true. A story is what can inspire another to move forward. So when you learn to share your story well, and some of you are probably thinking, but I don't really have a story. We have more and more people starting as a health coach at the same time they're becoming a client. You might not even gotten your food yet, and you've already decided to become a health coach. And in that case, you can say why you became a health coach is because you saw your health coach, or you know somebody that, or you just have this heart for helping others, and you see our powerful way of helping others in our comprehensive program that is been so effective for so many others. So you're going to find your way to share a story. I'm going to tell you a real quick one. One of our mentors in Take Shape for Life is Nancy Pettit, and she told her story in a couple of sentences. I felt like I was wearing a fat suit, and I was able to unzip it and step out and be the person I knew I was. What an effective way to share a story in just a picture. So be thinking about how you could effectively share it, and you can even practice, do a little video, to really be able to say, how do I want people to see what I have to offer so that they could see hope for themselves? Okay, so I'm going to go back to sharing my screen with a couple more slides we have to finish up here. Action steps. Okay, you've been learning a lot of stuff here. What are we going to do with it? All right, JC, The first thing they're going to do is invite 5 people that they've already been talking about onto a 3-way conversation with their coach. Candace talked about what that looked like, right?
Absolutely. And that's a simple thing. Remember, what we really want to do, if you want to have an effective day tomorrow, just go through these activities, build relationships, make friends, but start inviting people to meet this amazing person that's been pivotal in helping you. You're excited about it. And you can do that via text or phone, and obviously we can do this via Zoom as well, which is an amazing tool. But let's try to do that within the next 24 hours. What's stopping you from tomorrow looking at your list that you're starting to build and just start inviting people? There's this thing called the law of reciprocity. There's tons of people out there that actually want to help you, your family, your friends, and they don't have to be heavy, by the way. There are people that can help you get the word out. So start inviting people to those 3-way conversations.
Yeah, and you're going to find if you really get into action now, because the longer you wait, it's kind of like the anticipation gets you nervous, and it's harder and harder and harder. But if you just get right into action and you think, who could benefit from this? I want to set up multiple calls in a very short period of time so that these people that I care about could get started on their journey. And in no time, they're going to actually be referring people to you, and that's going to add some excitement to your life. It's going to be more fun. And it's like getting in fat burning. When you stay true to your program, those first few days, you get rewarded nicely. Same is true with helping somebody get moving forward on their journey. Oh gosh, what do we call it? The meaning and purpose that you're going to feel, and that sense of, knowing that you're making a difference in another person's life is going to be kind of infectious to where you're going to want to keep doing some of that. Then afterwards, you're going to debrief after each call, as Candace was talking about. And then don't miss next week, because we're going to be talking in the boot camp about those next steps to further your knowledge and your skill sets and what to do with that. That's what's happening on another call as we're doing this call. So you'll be able to graduate as you have those first 5 clients onto another boot camp, is what we call it, to really hone in the skills. But meanwhile, let's help you get those first 5 clients started on their journey. And as a bonus, start all 5 of them by next Monday. My sister-in-law loves
who made the rule that we need 30 days to do something like that? What I can tell you is, and I know Doug Woods came up with this, and he's absolutely right. The fact is that when you get passionate about something, there's a saying that says, if you catch a fire about what you do, people come to watch you burn. If you get excited about this and start telling people, you're going to be shocked how many people are just walking around there waiting for something, waiting for that divine intervention. So get excited about this and set a goal to attract just those first five people through these channels and the support by Monday. Why not?
Yeah, I'm thinking of a whole different, when people are on fire, people come watch you get in fat burn and your business and in your body, right?
Sure.
Okay, so Optavia 30, Dr. A was already talking about this, to engage and really what we call integration. A lot of you might be thinking, I'm on a diet, I'm on a weight loss program. You might even be telling yourself you're on a lifestyle program, but treating it like a diet. This is going to make the difference between you and your clients, truly understanding what we have to offer with optimal well-being, a lifetime of it, to integrate, to not just do our program, but to the eating plan, but to really learn about living optimally. Through a text messaging campaign, this will really help them, and it will also engage them in other aspects like the habits of health call and the nurse's call, the doctor's call, engage them with their health coach, letting them know all the things that are available to them and learning those daily micro habits, as you can see listed here, and just different ways to be connected, because that connection and that community is what keeps people on moving forward and staying connected. If they find themselves a little off track, it's going to be what draws them back in. So have them text to Optavia 30 from putting in the number 99000 ASAP, so that they can truly get started on their Optavia 30 journey as well. Okay, so bonus tips. Ready to start a client anytime, anywhere? Boy, Candace, I'm going to call you back on here. Talk about a pro. If you could sum it in just a few seconds, when can you not be reaching out to a client at any time or start them anytime?
When can I not? Well, I would do it anywhere. I can fit in anywhere. I mean, seriously, I can be at the pool with my kids, and if somebody's ready to get started, I can do it as long as I have my phone and my computer. I mean, I don't even need my computer and my smartphone with me. I can take their information and do that. But just always being ready, available for people. And just to touch on real quickly, we were all given a gift. And so if we can't, we have to just remember we have a gift to share with people. And everybody's, not everybody, but I would say most people are praying at night for something more to come into their life. And so just remember that, we can get in our own way and be worried about all these different things. But if you just really go out with a servant heart to bless somebody's life tomorrow, there's somebody praying for you. So, you can make this happen anywhere you're at.
No doubt about it. We have some people will compartmentalize. I'll work on Take Shape for Life here, but as a Take Shape for Life health coach, you're going to notice it's all around you all the time. It's just looking for those opportunities to help another. JC, did you have anything to add to that?
No, I think we're almost ready to wrap up. Lisa, could you just backpedal one slide? Somebody chatted and asked for that text number again.
Okay, sorry.
First of all, what an honor and a privilege to be here with you guys tonight. And, just one thing I just want to say to all of the new coaches on there, it's okay to be a new coach, right? You're allowed to pull what we call the new coach card. And I have a really, really cool quote here that I want to share with everybody, because being a new coach is fun, right? And you're kind of you're in this journey just like a new client. And, this one quote that I think really, really sums it up is by Mark Twain. Try to understand this. It ain't what you don't know that gets you in trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. So my only advice to all of you as you get started, understand that this system is time tested. We call it the simple systems, and that's what you've just experienced, a part of that, and that's starting point. Sometimes we need to unlearn some things that we believe to be true and just work with your team, because they've already done what you're going out there and attempting to do. That's my only advice.
Very true. Okay, we'll kind of buzz through this part here. Facebook, I'll just tell you, Facebook is a fantastic way to reach people in your current world and in other people's worlds that you know. And you're going to be working with your health coach to really get engaged with that. But first things first, let's just talk about the people that you currently are on your heart, that list that you've been creating. Your coach will help you know how to announce what you're doing on Facebook if you wish, but do it in an effective way that will have people reaching out to you specifically, and they'll be there to let you know when that's a good timing for you. So look for that guidance, and they're going to be letting you know about what we call disclaimers that we're required to put on a post that make references to claims that they can accomplish certain goals. So before you get into that part of things, let's just help you really engage in those three-way calls or communication that we were talking about. And last but not least, remember all the trainings and recordings that we've been doing today and in the past are found in Office of Motion on the Training tab drop-down. If you don't know about your Office of Motion, you haven't gotten that set up yet, work with your coach. Even Health Coach Services, or we call it Field First, can even help you set that up if you have any questions. And if your health coach isn't available to you, or they're relatively new themselves, then have them get you in contact with their coach. That's part of your mentorship team. I love the fact that we can reach up and have a lot of support in our program and our businesses. So Optavia training is what you're going to be looking for when you look into that training tab. So that's pretty much wraps it up on the slides we have to share with you tonight. And I'm just so glad that you guys are all here and really excited for your future and the people that you're going to help. Who knows whether you're going to have 5 people that you've already assisted on to help right away, or it might be 5 months from now. But I pray it's sooner than later, because there are people that are waiting to hear the message that you have to offer, utilizing you and your mentorship team to be able to help them get started. Your mentorship team will answer any question for you. So anytime you come across something that somebody you don't know the answer to, say, you know what, that's a great question for my coach. That's a great question for my coaching partner, whatever seems appropriate for you. So don't hesitate to reach out to another, because you can get the answers to help them move their life forward at the same time you're moving your own. So thank you all for the wonderful night, and I hope this was very helpful for you. Let's call it a night. Anything, JC? Good?
How about this for a close?
Okay.
If you're walking around and you see the old Lisa Castro or the old JC Dornick, please do me a favor and go up and say something to them, because they need you to.
Oh, that's so good, JC. Thank you for leaving us with that. All right. Good night, everybody.